Hey everyone, David C. Anderson here coming at you from the Knife Center. And today we're taking a look at a bunch of cool knife gifts for the 2020 season that you can get for under 50 bucks. Let's check them out. I've got a bunch of cool stuff to take a look at today, and I'm going to show you some things that are not only going to be appealing to some of the knife people out here, but I think these are things that are going to work well even if someone is not a quote-unquote knife person already. These are going to be great broad strokes gifts that are going to work very well. Now, as you're looking through this, if you want to see some more cool stuff, maybe a little bit more premium stuff in addition to some affordable stuff, let me point you to the video we actually did last week on a bunch of Knife Center exclusives that are going to make great gifting items this year. And between these two videos, that one and this one, there's a lot of cool stuff to choose from. I'm going to start off with some multi-tools, which everyone could benefit from having, whether you're a knife person or not. I'm going to start with the Leatherman Rev, which I'm showing to you this one in particular. Leatherman makes a lot of good multi-tools, of course, but the Rev is a full-size Leatherman on sale right now for just 30 bucks. So it's a really good bargain as well. Now, of course, you've got Leatherman's classic multi-tool plier jaws here. You've got needle nose, as well as standard pliers, as well as some wire cutters there at the base. And on the inside, you've just got your bevy of tools there for getting stuff done day to day. A couple screwdrivers on one side, can opener, which probably could open some bottles, as well as a file there and another small hook-shaped blade right there. Good for like package opening and that sort of thing. Now, when I fold this knife up, I keep calling this a knife. When I fold this multi-tool up, you'll see, for one thing, we've got a pocket clip here rather than a belt pouch. Even though this does have the full-size plier jaws, they've kept the frame nice and compact and fairly lightweight for a multi-tool. Just under 6 ounces, which is not too bad for the amount of capability you get. So it's not going to be all that uncomfortable clipped to your pocket. But the most important thing for me that you get with this particular design is they maintain that outside accessible blade. So you don't have to open up the whole tool just to get at that knife blade. Now, the one thing they didn't do on this is it's not one-hand openable, or I should say it's not easily opened by one hand. It can be done, but it's a little bit tricky. It's definitely more comfortable to open it two-handed. Now, it's just your simple 420HC stainless steel, so nothing spectacular in the edge retention department, but it's just a solid workhorse budget steel. And they've kept it fairly thin here as well. Some of the other tools get a little bit thicker, so you might have actually a little bit of a better cutting experience with this particular utility blade. But all in all, it's still just a good quality Leatherman. It's put together here in the USA, still has Leatherman's famous 25-year warranty, and it's just 30 bucks. What's that, a dollar something per year of guarantee? That's not bad at all. I actually have another Leatherman to show you as well, also on sale, a little bit more premium. This is the Skeletool, just standard size, or the standard version of this, on sale for 50 bucks, and it actually comes with a keychain multi-tool as well, which I actually don't have here in front of me, but it's the #1 keychain tool. Now, I said 50 bucks, this is actually just under 48 right now. And the thing that's always made the Skeletool so handy, in fact, our video producer Thomas carries one every day, is even though the jaws are a little bit smaller, you still kind of get that full-size Leatherman experience, just scaled down just a little bit, but you have just the essentials without too much extra bulk in a very solid frame. Now, there's no fold-out tools from the inside, but embedded in one of the arms here, you've got Leatherman's bit driver here, which can be reversed here. You've got 2 different sizes of Phillips head. You've also got 2 sides of flathead buried there in the handle, so you've got extra bits there. And you can also get extra bit kits that fit this attachment right here to really expand what you have available to you. As for the rest of the tool, outside openable blade or outside accessible blade, you've got a partial serrations on this particular one, and much more easily opened with one hand than that other version, so very easy to access. Now, you've got a liner lock to hold this blade open, same thing on the Leatherman Revs. You've got that added bit of safety there. And then the only other things you have on the Skeletool is you've got the carabiner here at the back, which actually pulls double duty as a cap lifter. So you can attach this to a belt loop or your pack that way if you'd rather not use the pocket clip there. And you can open up your favorite beverage nice and refreshing at the end of the day. But really good deal on this as well. Again, put together in the USA, 25-year guarantee, on sale now with that extra tool for just under 48 bucks. All right, now let's talk about Victorinox, and the product they're probably, well, not probably, definitely most famous for is the Swiss Army knife. And there's probably been more people who've gotten into knives because of Swiss Army knives than anything else out there. And one of the kind of prototypical first Swiss Army knives is the Tinker. Really good price on these. They come in just under 24 bucks. And that's for the standard version with 2 layers of tools, but there's a couple larger sizes as well, which the handle's not actually larger, but they add some extra layers of tools if you want to bump up the capability and the price just a little bit. But the standard Tinker has just a nicely considered minimal complement of tools. You've got bottle opener and can opener with screwdrivers as well as a wire stripper there. Just classic combination you see on a lot of Swiss Army knives. Then you've also got 2 blades on this particular model, a large and a small, good for 2 different styles of work. The small one especially, make a great wood carving or whittling blade. Nice and thin, nice and short and controllable. On the back side there, you've got a nice screwdriver, Phillips head, as well as a nice awl there as well, which can be used as a scraper or as a leather awl or punch holes in leather or any other sorts of things. Not saying what. As well, but nice little complement of tools there, like I said. And of course, toothpick and tweezers, everybody's favorite. I know when I was a kid, they were probably the least used tools, but the ones I was most excited about on knives like these. Really cool, 24 bucks, you can check these out. Pretty much any Swiss Army knife is gonna make a good gift, I will admit, but if you're not sure where to start, check out the Tinker. All right, now I want to talk about a quick keychain gadget you can get, and that's from CIVIVI. This is the MT1 contactless one-piece multi-tool, coming in special price on sale under 15 bucks right now. This particular one has been used by one of the folks here in the office for several months since they came out. I got to admit, I was a little bit skeptical about this sort of thing at first as sort of a virus protection tool, but I think overall, even taken apart from that, it's still kind of a useful little piece. You can get it in copper or brass. As I said, this one has been well loved by one of our employees here. So you can see there's some nice patina that has developed and some nice, a little bit of wear and tear. Here's one of the fresh ones, not even opened out of the package, so you can see the difference from new versus when you've been able to kind of give it your own marks. But you've got a couple of things that this is gonna do for you. One, obviously it'll live on your key ring. It can form a nice centerpiece to the rest of your keys if you like. But the primary purpose of things like this is you've got the hook right here, which can be used to primarily for opening doors, that sort of thing. And you've got the tip here, which actually comes with some rubber bobbins or rubber caps that go on here. I don't know why I said bobbins, but those can be used to actually press on touch screens, which is kind of nice too. And even apart from the era of the pandemic, sometimes there's just some grody stuff out there you don't want to touch. So this gives you another option there. And then of course, being a keychain multi-tool, it wouldn't be a true keychain multi-tool without a bottle opener. So you have that as well. Does all the jobs you need. And like I said, really good price, brass or copper right now. CIVIVI MT1. All right, next up, I've actually got a knife from CIVIVI. CIVIVI, of course, is not a multi-tool company after all. And one of the more popular knives of recent years from them, or from anyone for that matter, is their Elementum design. It's just a simple folding knife that hits a lot of marks very well. And what I mean by that is it's affordable. These start at just under 50 bucks for the base models, although there are some pricier versions out there. And they designed it to try to make it a knife that's going to work for pretty much everyone out there. First off, the blade length is just under 3 inches, so it's a nice length for meeting certain restrictions in places. You've also got D2 blade steel, so it's not it's a semi-stainless steel, but it's going to get you a really good amount of edge retention, especially when you consider that just under $50 price point. They put a nice hollow grind on it, versatile drop point shape, and they always keep their edges nice and thin, so it's going to slice really well. When you move back to the handle, there's several different versions. The $50 ones come with liner locks and G10 handle scales. This one happens to be the purple option. And they've given it a very neutral shape so that a whole bunch of different hand sizes are gonna work really well with this. I have slightly larger than average hands. I can still just get all 4 of my fingers on there, so there's a good bit of length. And it, like I said, nothing protruding, no prominent finger grooves to mess with the grip, just a very simple and accommodating shape. They've also given it a deep carry pocket clip, very popular these days. Right side carry only, or right side tip up carry only. It is not reversible for lefties, but the liner lock is right hand biased anyway as well. And then the other thing that makes these knives really popular, you've actually got ball bearings in the pivot, which a few years ago was a much more premium feature, and you get some really nice flipping action as a result. But it's a really cool little knife, and it kind of encapsulates kind of just the greatest hits of what modern folding knife design has come to be. You can get it all in this Elementum for 50 bucks. All right, next up, something a little more gentlemanly, also an incredibly popular knife, the CRKT CEO, which comes in 10 bucks cheaper at about 40 right now. This has been a very popular knife because of how classy it is and how slim it is, especially when you fold that blade up. It completely disappears inside the handle. It takes up, no more space than a nice ink pen in your pocket, so it's very easy to carry. It doesn't take up a lot of room. And then the blade pops open very nicely. Again, thanks to ball bearings in the pivot. You've got this nice narrow shape, just over 3 inches long. Great as a letter opener, great as a gentleman's steak knife, everyday utility when you just need a narrow, fine cutting blade. You don't need a big folding survival knife. Most times, this is gonna get you through the day, no problem. Blade steel is an HCR13 MOV, which is a solid budget option, very easy to maintain, as well as being stainless, more stainless than that D2, of course. And then the handles here, there's 2 different versions. You can get one that's kind of a bright fluorescent yellow and kind of a bamboo shape, but I think the classier one is still the original. It's still glass reinforced nylon, but it's got a subtle pattern on it that actually kind of calls to mind carbon fiber without the associated cost. Really classy looking. But back to how the knife carries, I should have mentioned this earlier. We've also got a deep carry pocket clip on this particular knife, tipped down in this case on the right side. Nicely executed. It's got a nice ramp here at the front, so it's a very smooth knife to extract from your pocket or put back in your pocket. Nothing's gonna kind of grab. And the whole thing weighs just over 2 ounces, so very, very lightweight, very slim, very classy, and very satisfying to use. All right, before I get into some more knives, I've actually got a couple of grooming gifts to show you. Just kind of one of those popular things to give both at the holidays and things like Father's Day especially. But a lot of people tend to think about shaving items or personal grooming stuff. So I've got just a couple here. We actually have a pretty huge selection on our website, and we'll make sure to leave links to our whole shave center down below. But one of the ones I kind of always like to recommend, and I apologize if you've seen me show this before, but it's the sets from Napa shave soaps. They come in about 34 bucks. They're made with all natural ingredients, and you get not just a mug with that soap, that nice small batch soap in there, you also get a shaving brush to go along with it. So it's really everything you need for that side of things, for that kind of shaving cream side of things. And whether you're buying for someone who uses a straight razor, a cartridge razor, or a safety razor, no matter what, this is just a solid option out there. And they smell really good too. Bunch of different scents to check out as well. We've also got over at our site a good selection of things like nail clippers and that sort of thing from some good German brands like Dovo, folks like those, some Japanese options. But one thing especially that knife people I think will appreciate is the manicure set from Kershaw. One, it only comes in at just 15 bucks, which is rather nice. And it comes in that nice case there. You've got a nice set of cuticle scissors, nail clipper, nail file, and a strong pair of tweezers right there. Certainly better than what you're gonna get in that Swiss Army knife. Really nice set whether you're using it at home or as a travel kit as well. Kind of all the essentials there from an upstanding knife company for just 15 bucks. Now, while we're talking about Kershaw, I want to talk about some of their sub $50 knives as well, because you can actually get some really good designs from them in that price range that are made in the United States as well, which I really appreciate. And I know there's a lot of you out there that are gonna appreciate that as well. And you really can't go wrong with any of the Ken Onion series of flippers from Kershaw. They're assisted openers. This is of course the Leek, comes in at 45 bucks. It's the classic. But I show this one all the time, and you guys have actually called me out on that, so I've also got some of the other versions as well. The smaller versions, on the smaller side, you've got the Chive, which you can see here has a small recurve blade, as well as the Scallion, which is kind of the same shape, just a little bit larger. Now the Chives start at about 40 bucks, so about $5 cheaper than that Leek. This particular one is a little bit more expensive. It's more than a little bit more expensive. It's a bit more than double. This particular one comes in at 85 because this is actually plated with 24 karat gold. So it does bust the budget, but I wanted to show it to you, and I actually hadn't pulled one of these out to check them out myself either, so I wanted to see it personally. It's really cool. It doesn't pick up fingerprints quite as badly as we expected, and it looks spectacular. Just very, very classy and high end. Again, made in the USA too, which is nice. You've got a frame lock on this knife, and the Chive does have a very small blade. It's just under 2 inches. Now you've got a flipper here on the back with speed safe assisted opening. So once you start to open that, a spring's gonna take over and finish the job, and it feels very satisfying, especially on a classy little blade like this. Now, despite that short length, the recurve that you get with this design kind of adds more edge to your blade inside of that length. So you get a little more capability than most other knives this size would normally give you. Blade steel is 420HC here, of course, with that 24 karat gold coating, but you can get some options with the Damascus steel as well. Again, something even non-knife folks tend to appreciate. But even though I always show you the Leek, I want to show it to you again because it's just an EDC staple. It's got a very usable modified Wharncliffe shape, carries nice and slim, and you've even got an upgrade in blade steel from the 420. You've got Sandvik's 14C28N, which is a very fine-grained Swedish steel that we really like. Gets you that stainless performance and a nice fine edge very nicely. Also like that Elementum, nice neutral handle shape here that's going to work very well. And the thing you get with both of these knives is part of that flipper tab that you use to open the blade is going to become a little bit of a finger guard there for you in the front. Very nice. Now, if you want something that's a little bit more heavier duty, but also made in the USA, check out the Kershaw Link. Comes in right now at 45 bucks, made in the USA, nice and sturdy. And the model number for this is even 1776, which is kind of cool. Now the blade here, as you can see, it's a bit broader as well as a bit longer, 3¼ inches. Nice elliptical shape going on. You've got a continuous belly there that's going to make it great for longer slices, and then you still have a nice acute tip for piercing. 420HC steel here, nice and easily maintained. And a thing I really like on a lot of my knives is a nice stone washed finish as well. It's a nice rugged looking finish. Well, it actually doesn't look necessarily rugged. I think they look rather beautiful, but it's going to withstand harder use a little bit nicer than a simpler satin finished or even a mirror polished blade will. Because as you use it, as it starts to get scratched up, the scratches are kind of going to blend into that finish a little bit better. But I love the cutting profile of the handle I love the cutting profile of the blade, and I love the handle as well, but not because it cuts, but because it fills the hand quite nicely. We've got glass-filled nylon, and it does offer a nice full grip, because this is not a slimmer carrying knife like the Leek is. They really went for that full grip, so you can really put the blade to work, put a lot of muscle behind that edge when you need to. Liner lock holds it secure. Pocket clip, reversible in this case, right or left side, and assisted opening again. So you've got that nice, satisfying smack as the blade opens up. Now I've got one more kind of heavier duty knife to show you, and that's the Spyderdo Efficient. Not made in the USA, this is an imported knife, and it comes in just over 47 bucks. And again, you've got a nice stout folding knife design with the Efficient. Part of that's due to the backspacer construction. You've got this full metal piece here flanked on either side by liners, because this is a liner lock again, and some nicely machined G10. It creates a really solid bedrock for that blade to fold out from. As for the reasons you might pick this over the Kershaw, for one thing, this is not a spring-assisted knife, so if you're worried about that at all, you don't have to worry about that added complication here. Of course, it's still no less easy to open. You can easily do that one-handed with your thumb. You can even flick it out once you get the hang of this particular knife. The other thing you might like versus that Kershaw is instead of that flipper tab, you actually have a nice finger choil here at the front that lets you choke up and get right behind the edge of that broad blade in this case. Lets you get maybe a little bit more finer control both back here at the heel of the blade as well as at the tip. You can really put those to some more precise use with this type of hold. Now the steel here is an HCR stainless, satin finished, nice full flat grind. So the slicing geometry is going to be very nice indeed, but you're still going to be able, because of all this, this lateral width here, to really put it into some heavier chores. Nice simple pocket clip, right side or left side, liner lock as I mentioned, and another nice elliptical handle that's not going to bias it towards any particular hand size. Very much appreciated. And you can even get it with some different G10 colors as well as blade finishes if you like. All right, lastly, I want to show you a couple of sharpeners. This first one's actually cheap enough it could make a decent stocking stuffer. And this is the pocket sharpener, make sure I got that right, pocket knife sharpener from Worksharp, coming in at just 15 bucks right now. Now, Worksharp is probably my personal favorite sharpening company out there nowadays, because they're always looking to kind of improve the genre and actually put out something that's going to push the genre forward rather than just spitting out a product. And what I like about this particular unit, one, it's nice and lightweight, and it is indeed pocket-sized. This is less than 2 ounces, about 1.9, and you've got two things here. You've got a medium coarseness diamond plate here on the one side, and a finer ceramic hone on the other. And they have these angle guides built into either side, so even novices at sharpening are going to be able to tell what angle you're supposed to be using here. And it's very easy to hold between your thumb and index finger. It's very stable because of the grips they've put on there, and you'll be able to see that angle just right and take this with you just about anywhere. Now, if you want to give something or get something that has a little bit more in terms of options and control, this is a used one, so I apologize for the kind of scuffed up nature of this particular one, but this is the guided field sharpener from Worksharp, coming in at just 30 bucks. Now, it's still nice and portable, but a little bit heavier, about 4.6 ounces here. You've still got diamond abrasives and ceramic rod, but you've actually got two different coarsenesses, two different grits of diamond abrasive, one on either side. And then here on the ceramic rod, you can see this this twister here at the front. I'm sure there's an official name for that sort of thing, but you actually can rotate that rod around because it has sections for coarser use, for finer use, as well as for fish hook use there as well. So you can access all of that without having to carry a bunch of separate inserts around. You've also got a smaller ceramic rod here at the top for some finer things as well. That section might be a little bit easier to use. And then in my mind, the pièce de résistance here on the bottom, you've actually got a strip of leather for stropping already embedded with some black abrasive compound right there, which as far as I'm concerned is just about the perfect way to finish off all of your edges and as well as maintain them in between sharpenings. And you got it all right here in this unit. All right, that's all I've got to show you for this particular video. Make sure to check out our other KnifeCenter exclusives gift guide as well. And the last thing I'll say is if you're gonna put your order in on one of these knives, with shipping the way that it's been this year, at least at this point in time, everything has been making it out pretty consistently, but if you wanna make sure you're gonna get these things in time for the holidays, we recommend you buy early, just to make sure, just in case. But we will keep shipping these out all the way up till Christmas and all the holidays to take care of you guys best we can, of course. But anyway, let me know what you thought of these particular suggestions here. Let me know some other things in the comments that you think might make a really great knife gift. If you want to get your hands on any of these, we will leave links in the description to take you over to KnifeCenter.com. And make sure you sign up for our Knife Rewards program while you're there, because you might as well earn some free money to spend on your next knife if you're going to pick up one of these knives anyway. That's it for today. Thanks for sticking around. And if you could, make sure to throw us a subscribe. We're closing in on that 100,000 mark, and we'd really love to hit that before the end of the year, but before Christmas would be even better. I'm David C. Anderson from the Knife Center, signing off. See you next time.